The voices of our ancestors start disappearing, and I'm questioning the value of it all.
Mēs visi esam kā lielas puzles mazi gabaliņi, un katrs cilvēks, katrs latvietis zina kādu vienu mazu daļiņu no visa kopējā noslēpuma.
Tradīcija ir tāpat kā visam ir dzimšana, izaugsme un nomiršana vai pārdzimšana.
Mēs katrs veidojam caur sevi tās tradīcijas, atjaunotās, jaunradītās, pilnveidotās, interpretētās tradīcijas, bet mums ir svarīgi, ka latvieši un mūsu kultūra pastāv.
It's a matter of combining the new with the old. It's a balancing act, and it takes creativity to do it.
If you have a large mass of people singing together, it's not just singing together. What's happening is they're breathing at the same time. They're saying the same words. There's a tremendous sense of power behind that. If one could harness that power and bottle it, it would be something absolutely amazing. It's a celebration, not just of song, but of all our culture, of our togetherness, of our identity.
Originally, I set out to find community, and what I found was so much more.
How do you feel?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you feel amazing?
Meet new people, sing with new people, bond with them.
Sveiciens visiem šajā burvīgajā svētdienas pēcpusdienā. Pēc diezgan tāda ilga laika mēs atkal esam ēterā, un šodien mums tāds interesants raidījums – Latviešu mīts. Sarunu mēs vadīsim lielākoties angļu valodā, jo mums ir arī angliski runājošais Konors. Raidījumā mums piedalās Latviešu mīts, viena no idejas autorēm un realizētājām ir Diana. Sveiki, Diana!
Sveiki.
Un Konors Gormans. Jā, un Konors
Sveiki,
Gormans. Hi, Konor, jā. Konors mums ir pievienojies no Austrijas, kur viņš viesojās pie māsas, kura arī ir dalībniece šim projektam. Lai Konoram būtu vieglāk, tad mēs runāsim angliski. Un Diana mums Anglijā dzīvo ilgas laiks, un angliski arī saprot, un tie, kas mūs skatās, ja jūs kaut ko nesaprotat, jūs droši rakstiet komentāros, un tad mēs mēģināsim jums iztulkot, par ko tad iet runa. So, thank you, Conor, for coming for this presentation, interview, you name it. And it's finally a pleasure for me to meet you in, at least virtually, not in real life.
Pleasure to meet you too, Aldous.
Yeah. So, guys, let's talk about Latvian myth, what it is and why do you want to film this make this project as a reality. And also we're going to talk about this Kickstarter program where you are trying to raise funds to complete this project. So I think we're going to start with Diana, please. You can say it in Latvian, and then I'm going to speak to Connor about this project in English. Diana, kas ir šis projekts, kā viņš ir domāts, un kaut ko vairāk?
Šis projekts ir dokumentālā filmetrāžas filma, kuru mēs ar Konoru aizsākām 2019. gadā. Un jautājums jau tieši tāds arī ir, kas ir latviešu mīts. Un ar šādu jautājumu mēs devāmies uz Latviju un uzdevām šo jautājumu. Sākām ar dziesmu svētku dalībniekiem un gājām dziļāk pagātnē pie tradīciju glabātājiem, pie kultūras cilvēkiem Latvijā, ekspertiem, kas pavadījuši visu mūžu un paudzes pētot to, kas ir latvietība, kas ir mūsu saikne ar dabu, kāpēc mums tā ir jāuztur. Un tie ir tie lielie jautājumi. Manā gadījumā es piedalos šīs filmas veidošanā un uzņēmos režisors lomu, jo man tie jautājumi ir mūždien bijuši, kopš es sev atceros. Pārvācos uz Londonu dzīvot un mācīties filmu studijas Londonā, un jautājumi pieklusa un pārņēma tāds tā kā progresijas takas, tā pelde tajā takā, kur ir jāiet uz izaugsmi, jāiet uz naudas pelnīšanu, jāaudzē karjera un spējas, un viss pārējais pazūd tas, ko es pazinu, ko es zināju Latvijā, kas ir patiesībā kas ļoti īpašs, ko arī Konors atpazīst, un tāpēc ir tas īstais virzītājs spēks arī manā dzīvē. Caur viņu es pati iepazinu vairāk sevī to savu identitātes daļu, kas ir latvietība, un kas patiesībā jau ir pilnīgi universāls stāsts, bet mums latviešiem ir paveicies, ka ir pietiekami daudz tradīciju glabātāju, kas joprojām to uztur no gadsimtiem ilgi. Un tad tas ir arī tas, ko mēs ejam dziļāk un pētam caur savu pieredzi, saviem jautājumiem, saviem stāstiem. Un tā nu vien sanāk, ka mēs satiekam brīnišķīgus cilvēkus savā ceļā, kuriem sakrīt šo jautājumu, un dažiem no viņiem ir atbildes. Un līdz ar to, kas ir latviešu mīts un kāda ir tā nozīme mūsdienās, ko mēs ar to visu varam darīt, kāpēc tas ir jādara, kāpēc ir jākopī attiecības ar savu kultūru. Un kā tas norezinē ar citiem pasaulē. Kaut kā tā.
Labi, paldies tev. Okay, Connor, let's get back to you. So, Connor, Latvian myth. Can you tell us, our listeners, a little bit about yourself and how come that you are one of the big parts of this project? Connor, you muted your microphone.
There we go. Hi, my name's Connor, and I'm one of the co-directors of Latvian Myth alongside Diana. And we actually ended up meeting 6 years ago, but my journey is actually a little bit longer than that. I'm a director myself. I studied film, and I work in film and commercial work. And it was only about 10 years ago or so, after living with a Latvian during university years, which was 16 years ago, then 10 years ago, she invited me to London Latvian Choir to go see her sing. And I was just absolutely blown away. I was blown away by the sense of unity, the sense of community, and the songs as well just really, really moved me. And afterwards, obviously, we went to the pub and we had a few drinks, and the songs would keep coming. The Kwokle would come out. And I didn't know at that time how much I was, right in the middle of everything. And I the music really affected me in a way. I was like, right, I need to make a film in Latvia. That's all I had at that point in time. And it was really the sense of community that really, really inspired me to go further. So after many years, I made friends with different Latvians, Latvian musicians, filmmakers around the UK. And I told them about my dream of making a film in Latvia. And they said, why don't you join the London Latvian Choir? And they also mentioned about Dziesmu Svētki. And so after looking into Dziesmu Svētki a little bit and seeing, oh my God, it's 20,000 people singing together, 20,000 people dancing together. It was not only an immense feeling of, I don't know, just the song, the unity, the sound. It just really moved me. I just thought that something in Latvia is special that perhaps I don't fully understand just yet, but that's what I really wanted to explore. Maybe it's something that we all could learn from in the world. And so I joined the choir, and crazy to think I've never been in a choir, never mind speaking Latvian. And Lilija Zobens, the conductor who's now conducting at Dziesmu Svētki, allowed me to come in after having a little test. And I've been singing as a second bass for the past 6 years. And during that time, I've obviously been refining myself as a filmmaker, but delving deeper and deeper into Latvian culture and making a lot of documentary films in the background, and a lot of projects also with Diana, who I met at the choir itself as well. At the time, I thought she was a bit of a shy Latvian, little did I know. It was funny because I was thinking to myself, oh, she seems really quiet. I wonder what's up. And so I went over and said hi. And we would hang out a bit more and get to know each other in between rehearsals. She introduced me to a boyfriend, and then we became friends. And then it just expanded into this wonderful relationship. And then we began working together on some music video projects, documentary projects as well. And more than anything, what connected us was this idea of looking into tradition. It's culture. I've always had a pull to culture. Since I was a kid, my father made albums in France. I was surrounded a lot by the commercial world in London. And what was a beautiful, we sometimes say we're a bit like Buzz and Woody. We're from two completely different worlds, but we're complementing each other. And Diana coming from a very traditional Latvian background, me coming from a very commercial background, but both of us connecting through culture and knowing things could be better, knowing things community could be better, and also being fascinated by Latvian culture. I believe, I'm sure Diana could correct me, my fascination with Latvian culture inspired Diana to delve much deeper into the depths of her own culture and find a new gem within it. And I guess that's where we're at the moment. So us having these two different backgrounds sometimes have conflicted, but overall we've found this beautiful balance of how, from an outsider's perspective about Latvia, I kind of represent that. And Diana is obviously a lot of the diaspora perspective as well, going on that journey at the same time. And wow, what a journey it's been.
Oh, it's been a very great journey. When you were telling the story how you met with Diana, and it seems like another romantic film you could actually film, not a documentary, but there should be actually a big screen, like an American blockbuster, the film who can actually earn an Oscars and be like a great, because we've seen like a dancing films, but this would be like something, about singing, because we never had films about singing. So you could film actually a proper movie about the final would be like a Dziesmu Svētki final, singing. So yeah, sounds great. But Connor, my question is why? Yeah, Connor, why Latvia? Why Latvian? You said you had a girlfriend Latvian, but what was so?
Oh no, she was just.
Or what was?
She wasn't a girlfriend. She was just a correct. If she's watching today, she is a close friend, and she was best friends with my girlfriend at that time. It was a bunch of performance artists, which was fascinating.
Yeah. Now, my question is, what was what was the fascination about the Latvians, Latvian culture? What interested you in so much that you actually decided to go to be in London, where you have a multicultural capital, one of the biggest in the world, with hundreds of nations. Why Latvians? Why not going Lithuanians, Estonians, Hungarians? You could have chosen any other culture.
I don't know. You know, when you just first of all follow your gut. It was something that spoke to me. It was something that spoke to me of the music. The music felt different. It was something about the music was around nature. It was very nature aligned. But my mind works in a way of synesthesia. I hear sounds, hear music, and I get imagery from that. And straight away, I believe it was the song Ligua that I heard at the London Latvian Choir sing 10 years ago. That's what essentially moved me, especially with the imagery. So much more cinematic imagery was popping into my mind, and how that could be achieved where you could still have a balance between cinematic work, cinematic presentation, sound, and still be in a documentary format. So it was a long time coming. And then it was really, as I delved deeper, I don't know, there's something about Latvian culture in which meeting the diaspora, seeing how aligned they are with nature, seeing how much they celebrate nature, appreciate it, and create this global diaspora community, and the resilience of the culture itself is uniquely inspiring. I'm sure there are many cultures out there like it, but it just so happened that this was the pull, and this has become a beautiful journey, which has been our main, I said, case study or example.
Great. Diana, how did you met with Connor, and what did you thought about him when he approached you first at the choir, and then kind of you talked about maybe to do this project? What did you thought about an Englishman approaching a Latvian girl and saying, let's film a film about the Latvian culture? Completely stranger to a Latvian culture decides to, come on, let's do it.
Great question. Well, at the time, I joined the choir because I was actually feeling very lonely in the multicultural, bustling city, as you were saying. There's so much of everything that it's very easy to get lost in it. And my grandfather passed away, and through that, I found myself listening to Latvian music, and eventually I felt a really deep connection. It sparked back this feeling of, okay, home feeling, Latvia, nature, all of this that was lacking while living in London. And step by step, London Latvian Choir appeared in my world, and I joined it. And very soon, I think it was a couple of rehearsals in, that I happened to sit next to Connor. And so I was not mentally in my best place, and I was trying to pull myself out of quite deep sadness and this disconnection that I was in. Quite an isolated space that I was in. So I didn't want any friends. I didn't go there to make friends or to have more Latvians in my life. I believed that I have enough Latvians, and then I have my UK friends, and I was fine. I went there to sing. I went there to connect with the songs of my ancestors, of my country. And then Connor sits there and he says, I look very shy, and really I just don't want to have any friends. So I had a strong wall around me, and he goes, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? And so we just started to chat about things, and slowly I opened up. I didn't find it strange. I think in London, nothing is strange. And that's what I learned at that point. You find everything everywhere. But what I found fascinating is that actually we had common friends, and that we're both filmmakers. So that was a first connect that we had. And then it turns out we're both friends with Robert Balanes, who Connor had just done a video for Saule Pērkons Daugava. And just, you know, talking. Turns out Connor's been around and he knows many Latvians already. And as we know, Latvian world is a very small world. So we connected through friends. He quickly invited me and my husband to his birthday party, which was like, whoa, we're not there yet. For, I think, also a very Latvian mentality. Really? So he's so friendly and so open-hearted and inviting, and let's gather and let's be friends, everybody. So it was very different for me and challenging, really, because as friendly as I am, I'm still a Latvian, and I think there comes this space protection with it. I kind of, it's slow for me to let people in, and it was really through when we started to. I saw how creative he is. I've seen his work, so I connected with him professionally quite well as well, and we started working on projects together, and that's, I think, when we really became close. Through work, and then we try to make it always work, that we have some jobs going, because at the end of the day, in London as well, you either go out to consume something, you go drink or eat or do something where all the spaces require you to consume, right? Unless it's a walk in a park. So actually working together with people that you love is a great way to keep a connection going, because distances are big. Everything's quite difficult to keep a community or to keep close people around. We're not living in a small town where you meet the same people all the time. It's very different. And so we've been trying to manage how can we spend time together with our friends that have a similar mindset. And at the end of the day, we found our tightest friendship group in outdoor adventures. We started going hiking together, camping around the UK, and always made sure we had the next plans. We went surfing, and all of this really reconnected myself as well to nature. And I brought in more practices based around nature that I would have naturally just had as part of my lifestyle if I still was in Latvia. But here, obviously, or in London, it was a challenge. So we all were inspiring each other to be in these, to have sort of healthier practices that connect us with each other, but also with ourselves, and remind us of other ways how to live, even if you're in the center of one of the biggest cities in the world.
Okay, good. Connor, how do you find Latvian language, and how did you find learning and acquire songs in Latvian when you never spoke Latvian before?
Latvian language is beautiful. It has a very sing-songy way to it, but definitely something I've fallen in love with. I feel as though I've always been fascinated with, as I said before, with cultures, and language is one of those things. Was a big fascination for me as a kid anyway. So from studying Japanese to studying Polish, German, French, and then now it came to Latvian. And when I was singing Latvian, I strangely, at first it just came, because I can't properly read music. I didn't at the beginning. I couldn't properly read music. So it's very much about listening to me, about listening to people sing and how they pronounce the words. Essentially, I was learning the language through song, which I thought was quite a beautiful, ironic way of it happening. And obviously, being around a lot of Latvians, there is a lot of chat, there's a lot of conversation, and I love it. You know, whenever someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we're chatting Latvian," I'm like, no, please. I love to be around it. I've just been around Diana's family when we've just been doing some filming in Latvia recently, in Baldone, and everyone's just chatting around in Latvian, around me and to me. And it feels like a blessing to be accepted in a community after really delving deep.
Very good, very good. So far, we have a few comments coming in as well. So we have a Dale Haslam. This sounds like a really interesting project. I don't know if you know Dale.
No.
But he says, "Take fortune, Connor." How cool it is, Connor. Yeah. And Zigmars is saying, "Hello, all this Connor, Diane. Wish a big success with this project." So we all wish. So to get this project done, you've started a fundraising Kickstarter program. And let's talk about this one, because I think we only have left 12 days till it runs out, till the end of and we still need to collect around £10,000. So which one of you could tell me why you are raising a fund for, and something about this financial Kickstarter project?
Diana, do you want to go for it?
No, go for it.
Okay. We are raising funds for this film. This is a film for community, made by community. We have been self-funding this for a while now, and originally at one point we thought, okay, this could be a smaller project, slightly not as big a feature as it's become, but our co-producer Cult Filmer, who's done Zvesele Pultanis, I went for a meeting with them to become a co-production, and they said to me, Connor, you have to be in it. And it basically Ziesmisvarki was just around the corner. So it became a very fast-paced motion. Get the accreditation to go and film at Ziesmisvarki, be a director and a singer at the same time, whilst Diana is also directing there. We had to get our team together, so we had to respond very quickly to that moment. So as much as, it just kind of grew when Cult Filmer came on board, even more so. And we really feel as though with all of this effort that we put in, all of this time, we've got some of the best and most incredible people that we've interviewed, and not just interviewed, we've had experiences with. We've interacted with them, we've gone to their homes, they've invited us in, and the more this has happened, we've created these really beautiful interpersonal relationships with them. And not only that, but obviously filming the whole of Ziesmisvarki, which most people have never seen around the world. So to give them, people who are not Latvian, to give them that chance, that international chance to see what Ziesmisvarki is all about, that's what we're really trying to do. And we are applying for grants. Would love any help from the government if they'd love to help. But we felt as though a Kickstarter was the best way forward for now, just because it has been all go, go, go. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Diana.
Okay.
Yeah, I would add that the journey that we've been on and people we're meeting really show love and interest and support. So it was a natural step forward when we talk about it. Everyone wants to know more and understand what it is and help in any way. Felt really natural click to then take it out to Latvians and to anyone who's interested to see something like this come to life and offer, to create this larger community. The idea is that it's not just a film. We're gathering people together so that, in a way, what Connor offered me to look at, to be wowed again by my own culture and by my own ancestry and where I come from and what I can still carry and the practices I can do to just make my life more beautiful, to be in more happy place to connect with myself more while I live this life. It's what we hope to then show, and that's talking about the Latvian and the Latvian diaspora audience. That's what our biggest wish is, to bring people together and to show them this treasure that we have, so that we can all reconnect to it. And that is a community movement. It's not two filmmakers being interested and let's see what it is. It's actually, we're setting out there to show this to everyone.
Exactly.
So you were asking for, as I can show you before, I can share the screen, and there it is. So we are in the Kickstarter page. You are asking for £20,500. Unfortunately, so far you managed to raise the half of it, actually, which is actually has gone up, because if I'm not wrong, so just about a few minutes ago there was £10,200. Now we have £10,600. So yeah, all I could do is just ask our viewers just to log on a link. We provided a link as well. Click on it. This link will be available only after a live stream. And just go online and back this project, as it says here. And 12 days left, and we need another £10,000. So what this money is for, £20,500. What will you going to do with this money? What has left to do to finish this project? Or will this money be enough, or you're going to need a bit more money later on?
It's probably great to give a little introduction of, obviously, you know, how far we've come and who we've filmed so far. Basically, we are 90% through the filming, which is fantastic. We just need this money to finish up the filming part, but a lot of it is for the post-production part. And in terms of the filming part, in terms of who we've been filming, I mean, we've got Vaira Freiberger, Lilia Zobens, which is my conductor, Katrina Demans, we've got Ins Teteroskis, Janis Ozels, Ivars Mailits, Martin Sklishans, I'm trying to get all the pronunciation right, Ida Rankine. Thank you. I don't know if you could add, I think there's many more, but I'm just looking at the list. Raimons Tigals and many other folklorists as well. I don't know if you could add some more, Diana.
Oh, I would also add diaspora collectives who we met from around the world.
Massively, yes.
Latvians that have gathered from everywhere to meet in the stadium, and we spoke to many people that represent these collectives, which has been a massive inner journey for me, definitely, as a diaspora Latvian, reflecting on that as well.
Yeah, we've met people from Brazil, Australia, even Japan. God, so many. Portugal. There's been many. We got to interview, especially through Dziesmu Svētki, and also during our filming for the past year. And obviously, Jānis Puroviņš, one of the main, the main choreographer of the dance part of Dziesmu Svētki, who is absolutely lovely as well. And alongside this, a representative from UNESCO and a lot of other fantastic people during some of these brilliant celebrations we've been filming as well of Latvian culture within all the different seasons within the past year. So this is basically what people are going to see. It's a cinematic presentation of Latvian culture, but also this very interpersonal journey between myself and Diana at the same time. And in terms of what the Kickstarter money needs to really go into is the post-production. We're working heavily on the we're starting to build up and organize a lot of the footage, because we've been filming so much. This is almost a full-time job for us. And we are putting together the footage, going to post-production. But we need this money in order to do the sound, to do the editing, to bring together the music, to put in that time, to finish some of the filming, and to really make this, to celebrate this culture, celebrate this story to the world, to an international audience. What would you say, Diana, as well?
Yeah, the Kickstarter money, absolutely right. It's the last 10% of filming and the post-production, where we've been giving our time and really nearly full time, completely just fueled by passion, and that's what we've decided to do. But as soon as we bring in professionals, people with high skills, and the team that we've gathered is incredible, international, and we cannot ask them to do work for free. If we want to have this film as high level as possible, we want to make sure that it's beautifully created and the stories are told in a cinematic journey that can grab people, even if you don't resonate with, what's Latvia and why would I watch that, but so that there's a level that we can bring it to festivals. And so after this film is done and the Kickstarter money covers the expenses for the post team, we can actually go to festivals, we can travel around to reach the international audience, and that's money that we're still looking to raise beyond Kickstarter and sponsorships or whatever comes our way. We're working really, really hard, and which doors will open to us when we knock. That's what we're going to use it for. As we were saying, it's not one film, it's done and then it goes. Although we're hoping to also be able to provide it for people to watch for free, and that costs. It's not for free. Nothing is kind of for free, right? So it's working towards goals like this.
Exactly. We've been filming in Latvia. We've been filming different parts of Latvia, different parts of the UK as well, and we're working with others to collect film from around the world, also from the diaspora. And this is where we're looking for distributors. And we're looking to not at least, but we're really passionate about sending this around the whole festival circuit. We'd love to send it to Cannes. And our exec producer, Sadie Frost, is really keen on making sure that this is the best film it could possibly be. So we are really shaping it for, that can resonate for Latvian audience, but also for a global audience that loves documentary film. We're massively passionate about films from A24, from Dogwoof, and we've been working with a lot of the professionals in London from these companies as well. So we're hoping to really build it with a high standard in mind, and it has been so far.
Great. So all I could ask is say to all people who are watching us on X or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, please share among your English friends, and if you are Latvian, more than that one, because we need to show how great we are, not only as workers at certain workplaces among the English people, but actually show what beautiful culture we have that no one else has in the world. So, and also Dale Aslam just put a comment a few minutes ago, say, I will definitely donate. My background is in journalism and PR, so I would be happy to promote the fundraiser to media and social media outlets. So here we go. We already have a support from Dale. And yes, and Dart just joined.
Our producer.
Says, yes, Human Collective is on Instagram. Yes, and also she said, thank you, Dale. We'd be happy to speak more after the call. Reach out to Instagram Human Collective Agency. And pardon stepping in here, so Darta, don't apologize. It's all great. It's a good community to communicate with each other. We help each other, and we really hope that you will manage to raise these funds to finish this film. And then
Thank you.
Our connections, your connection, shows this one to a lot of people. And I would like to see this film actually attending a Cannes Film Festival, because this year the Latvian animation actually, I think, is one of the most recognized films, animated film about this as a stream, I think it was called, if I correctly remember. So I think Flow, yeah. So I think your film could be next big step from Latvian cinematography in a documentary. So very good, very good. So Dale just responded, okay, yes. Skaidrs, lūdzu. Well, Dale is learning English. Yeah, actually, Dale was asking a question to you. How good is your Latvian now, Connor? You've been learning for 3 years.
Mazliet Latviešu runājat. I hope I got that right. I've been learning.
It's okay.
Yeah. I've been learning for 3 years, but I have to really sit down and learn fully, and I think this is a big part of the journey as well. We're even considering making it a bit of a challenge as part of the Kickstarter, maybe, for me to really show off my Latvian, and for me to dive straight into learning with a teacher. I think that would probably be useful. I'm sure Diana would prefer that too.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, when we have a first, like a premiere, you could came up on the stage and speak a fluent Latvian.
Well, that would be fantastic. That would be a dream, definitely. There was a few more other notes I wanted just to mention about the film. That obviously we've been diving deeper and deeper. More recently, is we are obviously looking at predominantly Latvian culture and heritage. We are looking at the diaspora around the world. We're looking at how these beautiful traditions, these practices interweave into contemporary society as well. How do these traditions and how do these practices carry on when they're not in a choir, when they're not in these folk groups, but also looking at my own Yorkshire heritage a bit as well, and looking at some of those perhaps differences and similarities, and what's happening a little bit in London. What are the conflicts within the film itself that give motivation for why this movie needs to be made, why it needs to be shown to the world, and we're very passionate about that, giving Latvia the international stage.
Well, taking out what's going on now in the world with these military conflicts and the wars going on, something positive, something good about that music and culture. I think we'd be a lack of positive things in our lives, and this would be one of those things that actually could boost this positivity among people. Because, as you mentioned before, Latvian like a Dziesmu svētki has been attended by Estonians. They even have a choir who sing in Latvian. We have a choir from Japan, where the Japanese people learned Latvian and they created a choir and sings Latvian. So it's not only about Latvians. It's, like you said, it's a whole world. We have from Brazil. In Brazil, we have our own, not a village, like probably a small town, Latvian town. So Australia has lots of Latvians in it, and America, Canada. So, and then now we have, I think it's next year we have a Dziesmu svētki in Canada. So, yeah. So Dziesmu svētki doesn't happen only in Latvia. They happen all over the world.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you for that. I mean, it is about really showing that positivity, but also I feel as though it is, it's not all positive. It is about looking at perhaps some of the problems in the world overall, and why we need to celebrate culture, why we need to look at this stuff, and why we need to explore further, why we need to look into the depths of this. So that's a big part of what we're exploring, and obviously mental health elements as well, and how important community is around the world. And I think that the Latvian community is doing something fantastic. When you look at the diaspora, you just see how strong it is. There's just something about it.
Yeah, and essentially what we've found with this also talking to tens and tens of people during song and dance celebration and asking, what's your relationship with nature? Or how is Latvia with nature? And everyone's like, well, how is that even a question? Nature is everything, and we love, and nature is the most important thing. And you wouldn't get that in London or in the Western world. There's a slightly different feel to it, and that's what we've recognized and is one of our driving forces. And we're exploring all of this, how nature and community helps mental health in a time where we all are struggling with mental health, and it's not looking better, and the cities are getting more populated. So how do we deal with it? And through our own experiences and stories, we share that and provide the space for people to reflect and contemplate what these topics look like in their lives. And my own journey was to move out of London. Throughout the filming of this documentary, I actually made a decision not to be in London anymore, and that's only because it started with the choir, with a reconnection through song, and then with that, I connected more to my childhood, and my childhood was being outdoors 24/7, apart from a few hours at school. My school was also quite alternative. We had classes outside sometimes in the nice weather, and that brings me calm and happiness and reconnection and going away a bit from the running mind, that's where I'm told that I always have to work and I need to be buying this and that, and growing in sort of space where I'm, whatever narrative it is, successful and traveling and doing that and going every place only to spend money in it, and otherwise you cannot live otherwise. Everything has to be, paid for, which is a complete lie. As we go to the choir in London, and there's these pockets that are showing there's more than just consuming. London Choir was one of those spaces where you go and unite in song, and it just so happens it's a Latvian song, and we sing folk songs. We don't sing. We sing our own songs, right? And that is what brought me back into connecting with myself. Started to go out more to nature. Wherever I lived in London, I would make sure then from then on that nature is nearby. I would go and forage and gather my own tea. I would pick plums in Hampstead from a tree because no one would touch them. Because why would you pick plums from a tree if I can buy them in a shop, right? And I'd make plum jam and pick blackberries, and Connor was always like, "What are you doing?" And I would give him.
I thought she was very strange at first.
I would offer, I would pick a leaf and look, this one's really sour, this one's really sweet, and everyone is afraid of nature and of being. There's no connection with it. It's completely lost, and. First time moving here, asking my friends, my British friends, what is this tree called? Because I don't have the English vocabulary for trees yet. Absolutely no idea. Why would I know how a tree is called? And I was like, okay. I looked it up. Okay, it's called an oak. Cool. No one knows this. Yeah. It's just,
I've been through this story myself as well.
But it really is. It really is, as Diana put it, really embedded in Latvian culture. As we spoke to people and said, "Oh yeah, what's your connection to nature?" And sometimes you just get this, "Oh, it just is," And we're like, "Okay." So we need to explore that further, and we'd have to ask further questions, go more in depth. But we realized that when we first asked that question, that is the answer we get, because it is embedded in Latvian society. And for me, when I first met Diana, coming from England, she would tell me all about foraging. And when we interviewed Vaida Vicha-Freiberger and people like Lilia Zobens, they spoke a lot about foraging and the beauty of foraging and picking the berries and going mushrooming. and it made me fascinated. I didn't know a lot about foraging even a year ago. Only things Diana's mentioned, but through these interviews, I've become more, questioning it. Why don't we have it? Why don't we know more about it? And that's kind of the beauty of it all. Is, where England, for some reason, we've a lot of us, I'm not saying everyone out there, but a lot of us don't know about foraging. We don't know about growing certain fruits, certain food. We're not as connected to nature as Latvians are, because it is embedded in the culture, and that is something completely uniquely beautiful.
Yeah, and then partially our culture is going through songs and the dance. So that's why we have this biggest in the world song and dance festival, where 20,000 people stand on a stage and things, songs about, say, Līgo dziesmas, about the Jāņu festival and summer solstice and winter solstice, and with different celebrations throughout the year. A harvest festival. It's all in a culture. It's all in a dance. It's all in the songs. So.
Exactly, and as we were talking to Vira, speaking about, it's all in the diners as well. It's all in the song form of Latvian literature, and that's what holds a lot of the beauty and a lot of the traditions through generations of Latvian culture. And through song, Dziesmu svētki becomes this beautiful spectacle in a lot of ways, but also pinnacle point that shows how strong and how powerful the diaspora is around the world of Latvian culture. And then going through all the different seasons as well, it really does show, where we've gone to Metani, we've looked at the Mass Festival, we've looked into, you might have to remind me of some of the names, Diana.
Yeah, no, you're all good. This is essentially from looking at the songs and Dziesmu svētki, where, as you say, it's the pinnacle, but it's just this one moment where everything becomes festive and we're very Latvian and very proud. And then we're looking at what happens the rest of the time, because life keeps going on, and how do we actually nurture our traditions or just our Latvianness and this connection with nature in everyday life? Because celebration is one thing, but then the traditions and who we are, and whichever culture we look at, it's in every day. It's in your everyday choices. It's in your everyday practices and how you spend your time, how you choose to live your life. And that's where, for me, it's been one of the biggest questions. What is it that makes me Latvian living in England? And what do I pass down to my children when the time comes? And why should I do that? Why shouldn't I just not embrace this global movement of we all becoming a mixed, one big mixed culture? What's the beauty in all of this? And it's actually the very little things, but it's a conscious choice. And for me, the answer, big part of it, is taking on the responsibility of really nurturing my culture. And I cannot do everything. I can't be now part of every craft and every art and every part of culture that exists and every practice, but it's the little things. What I've already started, what naturally brings me back to reconnecting with my own self, and therefore my mental health and quality of my life.
Yeah, and as we're saying, this isn't just for Latvians. It is for hoping, the takeaway, people watching this, they're thinking about their own life, they're thinking about their roots, they're thinking about their community, they're thinking about how they're treating their everyday life, whether they're in a city, whether they're in Cornwall, wherever they are in the world. And I think it's these kind of thoughts that we should be having, and especially thinking about the future as well. Where are we taking that knowledge? Where are we taking those thoughts? How is it being more innovative? How is it growing? These are all things we're really, really fascinated about. Oh, I think you're muted this time, Aldis.
Yeah, my microphone was switched off. Sorry, guys. Zigmars was asking when you are planning to finish this film documentary, and when we could possibly be able to see it on a big screen.
This is. It does depend on how the crowdfunding goes. It depends on how our finance flow goes in the next few months. We are hoping to have the film finished for next year to then go into the festival circuit. And Movies Life typically is festival, and then it goes out to the public post festivals, because festivals determine where and how the film lives, and therefore it's looking at the next couple of years. But in terms of finishing the actual film towards the end of this year would be a dream for us to actually finish it up. But like I said, it depends on the finances. There's only so much we can do with our own resources.
Exactly, and as Diana's put it, this has been a full-time job, and so far we've been connecting with the global diaspora community, a lot of the tradition keepers, the top leading tradition keepers in Latvia, a lot of the collectives in Latvia as well. It's beautiful as part of this journey of raising finance, but also making this film. We've managed to highlight lots of incredible people in Latvian culture, and not just in Latvia, but yeah, globally. And it goes beyond the film. You know, we're not just making a film. This is obviously, we want the life of this film to keep going and to keep going. And whether we're making more films or smaller films, this is why it's so important for us to find ways to create this. And when this is finished, we do hope to do an exhibition in London, and anywhere else that may want to do an exhibition, with workshops, with talks, showing off Latvian artifacts. This is another larger piece we're dreaming of trying to organize. So yeah, this is why this finance is needed, and the further finance looking towards the future as well. But yeah.
I don't want to sound negative, but if we go to a Kickstarter page, we do have like on the bottom of Bags' project, it says this project will be only financed if all the funds has been raised. What will happen if in the next 12 days you unfortunately won't be able to raise this money? Do you have a backup plans?
We are now, until for these 12 days, we're doing absolutely everything we can with the team that we have, and we're very grateful that the team is growing, and we have people from the community joining in and saying, how can I help beyond financing? What can I use my mind, my hands, and extend our reach, like yourself, Aldis, which is amazing. And thank you so much for giving your platform for us to be here. It's invaluable how incredible we can connect with people like this. So the hope is, of course, that we raise the money. There's the backup plan is, one of the very obvious ones is taking out credit, overdraft, whatever we can.
Loans. Yeah, we're determined to get this done.
Yeah, although we've spent all of our money on this, with savings sort of are done. So the only way is getting into support that we pay back afterwards to the banks, and therefore it stalls the project, because it doesn't help that we take our own money out and put it back into our accounts. So it means we cannot pay the creatives to finish this film. It just makes everything that much longer and more difficult.
Longer, difficult. It won't have the standard we really want, and we're really doing our best to try and figure this out. So any help, please, please do send the money into the Kickstarter, because this is, as we've said, this is for the community, and we want to do our best.
And if we think about these 20,000 people standing on Dziesmu Svētki stage, €1 from each would have filled this Kickstarter campaign in this time. So we're not looking for massive sponsors, or we have sometimes messages from people saying, sorry, I can only donate £50, which is, for me, it seems like an amazing big investment. It's not little. It's you believing us, and it really humbles us a lot to see anyone every penny that comes in. It's an incredible feeling, and it feels like this journey we've done has been worth it, because people actually understand our message and understand the importance of what we really deeply feel as well, the whole reason why we're making this film. And it's incredible, every little less amount, and every person that supported us. We're beyond grateful from our team, and we celebrate every little bit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Zigmar,
thank you so much.
Saying 25 quid. Well, every little helps, as the Tesco's advert says. Yes, every little helps.
I mean, it really is. As Diana said, if anyone can send anything, it doesn't matter how small or how large. It's just please, we do need the help, and we are eternally. We're really, really grateful. And if anyone wants to share this with people they know, share this with people that might have some influence as well, please do, and feel free to communicate and talk to us. We'll be happy to chat.
And paldies, Zigmar. It's amazing, really. Like I was saying, it's not little. It's the hard-earned money by real people. We appreciate that, and we see every person helping out. And the beauty of Kickstarter is that actually, when you can choose what is your reward, how can we give back as well? It's not just that you give money and see where it goes, or you don't see where it goes, but we've thought of what are the nice little thank yous we can give back. The most simplest one is that you're going to see your name at the end of this film. You're going to be part of this community, and we hope that we can bring the community together. So hopefully this is actually a dream we can make come true when we have screenings and when we have exhibition, like Connor is saying, or in whichever format this will manifest itself afterwards, as we will work. Film is priority, and then it's bringing together that have been part of this journey. And for £10 you can see your name at the end of the film in the credits, so being thanked by the team. And there's also designs that we're creating, like t-shirts and posters of the Sun calendar. We're working with Latvian tradition keepers in Latvia that have spent their whole life researching this, and they're helping us to decipher this ancient knowledge that was observed by Latvians. And we've now put it into a concept that's called the Sun calendar. Well, really, it was just everyday life and humans being able to see what happens at each time of the year, what happens in the nature, what happens therefore within us, because we are nature, and it's this symbiosis that happens every day as we wake up and go to sleep throughout the year cycle. And so we have amazing tradition keepers that have created a diagram that we call now a Sun calendar. And this is a design that we want to put on our own as we are creating our own story. It also applies to the film's narrative. and it's going to be appearing in the film. So we thought we could share this in a larger scale and have something that people can actually, and I can't wait to have one on this blank wall, something where I can follow the yearly cycle and see how does it all work in the nature and observe it. So it's not just a pretty picture, it's something that gives you a space to reflect and think a bit more of how I am nature and how it works together in these cycles.
And also, I'm sure
do you
Diana
have
is trying to be very modest about speaking about it, but she has an incredible photo book as well, which will be a photo book behind the scenes, but also a photo book of amazing photography by Diana too.
Okay. Do you have any chance, say, to extend this time on a Kickstarter, or is it just like till 22nd of June and that's it?
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Oh, shame.
So please,
but
any help?
Can people will be able to? Can people be able to donate after, say, Kickstarter program will finish? Do you have like an account number where people can donate after it?
There is an account, and this is all part of having a private conversation. You can find us on Facebook or on Instagram. If you search for Human Collective Agency, and this is we're of course open to conversations, and actually we will be watching how it goes post Kickstarter. If we need to raise any extra money, then
fantastic.
Thank you for that. Yeah, to bring in more. Maybe it's another crowdfunding campaign, or it depends. It all depends now. These next 12 days will determine a lot. And then however that goes, we will keep everyone posted on these platforms to show.
Yeah, we're very thankful that we've managed to be in the papers. We've managed to be in interviews in Latvia as well, on the radio. So this is, and yourself. All this, so thank you so much. I think this is a big part of it.
Great. Sorry. So here is a Instagram page on our screen, so you can see it's a Human Collective Agency. Only 744 followers. Please, let's raise this number to 7,440, and then everyone could donate a few pounds, euros, dollars, whatever currency they have. And by June 22nd of this year, Kickstarter program could be finished with maybe more than the £20,500, and you could easily, with no stress, can carry on with finishing this project. And later next year, we could see the results of your hard work, which took last 5-6 years to do.
Yeah, that's completely it. Thank you so much, Aldis. And also, you know, speaking to all the Latvians who are watching this, we are really celebrating you. We're celebrating a lot of the culture. We really have discovered so much beauty that we're wanting to share, so much wisdom, so many incredible interviews that we're wanting to share with the world. And for the people who are not Latvian, for them to explore a beautiful documentary that can show them a different side of life, culture, a personal journey around mental health, around belonging. And for filmmakers out there, we really are going all the way with utilizing different cinematic techniques, working with Jurgis Kamins, top cinematographer in Latvia, and cult filmer, top co-production, our co-production agent company, production company in Latvia, and we are doing our best. So please and thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Diana, anything else you would like to add at the end of this our beautiful conversation?
I actually lose words a lot when I think about this. How amazing this journey has been. how much I want to share it, because I would never have thought that this is something I do or I get into. I have this resistance, or I had a resistance to embrace my identity, that side of me, and I think that can be a lot of diaspora Latvians can resonate with that. And I know all you had a similar journey when you left Latvia, and the feeling that you carry, no matter what you're either running away from or running towards to. When you reconnect with this side that that is left in a different land, for me, it complete magic happened, and it's still happening. And I feel like I only just started. And I know that you've done so much as well since you've reconnected, and how you found community and love for that side of you. And I've watched Connor go through that with his English side, with his journey back to Yorkshire and his ancestry that spans into Scottish and Irish, and it's this kind of, we have this resistance because of the big, that's my opinion. I see a narrative that goes, that's told in the media, in the films that we watch nowadays, in society, that we need to be global and progressive and go towards the future, which is great. Yes, we have that side of us, but we also have the past that was figured out. There's aspects of it that's actually really beautiful and was figured out centuries ago. And can we all remember that, reconnect with it, and take what's there, that Latvia is really lucky to have still nurtured and safeguarded through all the difficulties that Latvia has gone through. And what do I know? I barely lived on this planet, but I've heard stories of what my country's gone through. Many countries go through that and have gone through. And to be able to still connect with what's beautiful from the past and bring it into today so that we can create a better future, that's our biggest dream.
Yeah. Hopefully
this film sparks some of this these sort of reflections in people that would have never thought that that's the case.
Exactly. I mean, this journey, just to complement that, and to say this journey has really, looking at Latvian culture, going through this journey has made me look at my own past and talk to my family about this as well. And it's brought me and my family together in a closer way. And I think that's a beautiful part of it. But also, you know, someone who lives in London or between London and Yorkshire, it's made me think, oh God, you know, what am I doing in my community? How am I influencing my friends? What kind of life am I living in London in this, you know, contemporary life? And it's given so much of a perspective change for me as well.
Great. On this positive note, when this project will then bring so many Latvians together across the world, and not only Latvians, English people, German people, Brazilian, Japanese people, you know, people from all over the world, and I truly believe that this number, which still stands at the moment of 10,660, within the 12 days, we're going to be 20,660. So please, people, share this video, share the links. They'll be provided later in a comment section. Donate as much as you can. As we're saying, every little helps. And yeah, it's only £10,000 within the 12 days. And even if you donate £10, so your name will be in credits at the end of the film, which is already great. You will be part of something very beautiful and spectacular, because this film will gonna then probably will be attending Cannes Film Festival. Maybe with the best of luck, you could get into a list of Oscar films, and yeah, then we can see around the UK, Australia, America, Europe, and would be something very great.
This is our dream, Aldis. Thank you so much.
So yeah, we have a last. Yes. So we have a few business people joining us, so we're going to speak to them. Maybe they can share something from their profits towards this filmmaking. So yeah, we're going to try our best to help you out as much as we can.
Thank you so much. Little Spuddies.
Yes, really,
Yeah,
really
thank you
appreciate
guys for this. Yeah, thank you for coming on a beautiful gray Sunday afternoon and spend over an hour with us, with our listeners. But I think this is well worth it, and I really hope that by the Ligua Jāņu time, you could all clap or open a bottle of champagne of ending of this Kickstarter program with the top marks.
Hey, lai top.
Lai top.
Light top. Me, guys, I'm going to speak to you a little bit in the background. Don't disappear yet. But for the rest of our viewers, we're going to say, please share, like this video, and also please donate as much as you can. And yeah, most importantly, share. The more we share, the more people are going to hear about this one. The quicker we're going to finish, and we'll raise enough funds. So, guys, thank you very much for this one. Connor, enjoy your time in Austrian Alps. Diana, tev veiksmīgi Anglijas dienvidu daļu, lai tev tur saulīt spīd. Mums ir pelēks. So, yeah. Guys, little bit in the background, rest of them, thank you very much, and see you soon.
See you soon.